Good morning, F2, and welcome to today's maths lesson. Have a think. What day is it today? While you're thinking about that, let's sign the days of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So what day is it today? Yesterday was Monday. So what comes after Monday? If you said Tuesday, you're right. My turn. Today is Tuesday. Your turn. Well done. Today, we're going to keep practicing finding one more using a 10 frame. It's my turn first. I'm going to read the sentence at the bottom of the page and then I'm going to work it out using my 10 frame. It says 1 more than 2 is... So first I have 2, then I add 1 more, and now I have 1, 2, 3. That tells me that 1 more than 2 is 3. Now, just like yesterday, we're going to be looking for a pattern when you've answered all of these questions. What I'd like you to do, use your 10 frame if that helps you. If you think you know the answers without your 10 frame, you can do that too. Pause the video while you have a go, then come back and we'll try and find the patterns. Okay, now that you've finished that, let's find out all of the answers together first. You can shout the answers at me when I've read the sentence. You ready? 1 more than 2 is 3. Well done. 1 more than 3 is 4. 1 more than 4 is 5. 1 more than 5 is 6. And 1 more than 6 is 7. Well done. So let's have a look for the patterns. Let's start with our first number. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just like yesterday, these numbers are counting up, just like when we count along our number line. When we do that, our numbers get bigger. 2, 3 is bigger, 4 is bigger, 5 is bigger, 6 is bigger. So our numbers are getting bigger every time we go on to the next one. Let's have a look at the number that we had at the end of solving our problem. Are you ready to count down the numbers? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The numbers are getting bigger again. So again, we have a pattern. These numbers are in order, the order that we see when we count along our number line. We're counting forwards, which means our numbers are getting bigger. Let's just say them again. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We found 2 patterns again today. Well done if you spotted them. Okay, today's maths job is starting to look at not only the whole, but starting to find a part of the group as well. Let's have a look at the pencils first. It's asking us how many pencils are in the whole group. If we count the whole group, we need to count all of the pencils. So let's count all of the pencils to see how many there are in the whole group. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 pencils in the whole group. Now, can you see that some of the pencils have a ring around them? This is a part of the whole group. How many pencils are in the part of the group? Let's find out. 1, 2, 3. There are 3 pencils in the part of the group that has a ring around it. Now let's have a look at this one. First, let's see how many pencils there are in the whole group. That means we have to count all of the pencils that we can see. Are you ready to help? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 pencils in the whole group. How many pencils are in the part of the group that has the ring around it? Let's count them. This time, we're only going to count the pencils inside the ring. We are not going to count all of the pencils we can see. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 pencils in the part of the group that has a ring around it. This time it's your turn. What I'd like you to do first is to pause the video and just count the pencils that are in the whole group. That means you need to count all of the pencils that you can see. Pause the video while you do that and then come back and we'll do it together. Okay, now that you've had a turn, let's see how many pencils are in the whole group. Are you ready to count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 pencils in the whole group. This time, I'd like you to count how many pencils there are in the part of the group that has a ring around it. Pause the video while you do that and come back and we'll check it together. Okay, now let's have a look at it together. How many pencils in the part of the group that has a ring around it? So we're just counting the pencils inside the ring. 1, 2. There are 2 pencils in the part of the group that has a ring around it. Well done if you got those right. This time, we're going to find the whole. So here are some pencils. Draw a ring around the whole group. You can use your finger. Don't worry, you don't have to draw the pencils. Draw a ring around the whole group of pencils. How many did you draw a ring around? Let's do it together. I'm going to draw a ring around the whole group. I'm drawing a ring around all of the pencils that I can see, making sure that there are all of them inside. Let's count how many pencils are in the whole group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 pencils in the whole group. Well done if that's what you said. Now, I want you to have a little think. How do you know that you have put a ring around the whole group? Use the red sentence at the bottom of the screen to help you to explain that to your grown-up. Pause the video while you do that, then come back and we'll do it together. Okay, so how did you know that you have put a ring around the whole group? Let's use the red sentence. Because I put a ring around all of them, of course. We put a ring around all of the pencils, so we know that we put a ring around the whole group. Now, this time, we're going to find a part. What I'd like you to do, and there are lots of different ways that you can do this, draw a ring around part of the whole group of pencils. You can use your finger again. Pause the video while you do that and then tell your grown-up how many pencils are in your part of the group. Pause the video while you do that. Okay, Let's do this together. So there are lots of different ways that we can do this. Because if I want to draw my ring around a part of the group, it just means that I don't put a ring around all of them. So I could do this. And then there is one pencil in this part of the group. Some of you might have done it this way. It's still a part because I did not put a ring around all of them. This time, there are two pencils in this part of the group. Or I could have done this. And this time, there are three pencils in this part of the group. Maybe you did this. And there are four pencils in this part of the group. Or maybe you did this. And there were five pencils in this part of the group. How do I know that I've put a ring around part of the whole group? So if my part is 1, how do I know that I've put a ring around part of the whole? Use a red sentence at the bottom to explain to your grown-up. Pause the video while you do that. Okay, so how do we know that we've put a ring around part of the whole group? Because I did not put a ring around all of them. Well done if that's what you said. Now, we've already had a little look at this. There are many different amounts that we could put a ring around. What I want you to think about this time is what's the smallest number of pencils that you could have in your part. Pause the video while you have a go. Okay, so we looked a little bit at this before. We saw that there were many different ways that we could put a ring around a part. We saw that we could do it with 1 pencil, with 2 pencils, with 3 pencils, with 4 pencils, or with 5 pencils. We can't do it with 6 because that would be the whole group. So what's the smallest amount that we could have in our part? If you said 1, well done. Yeah, you're right. So we could have 1 pencil in our part, and that would be the smallest number of pencils that we could have. Now, this time, I want you to think of the largest number of pencils that you could have in your part. Pause the video while you do that. Okay, let's have a look at it together. So remember, a part is usually smaller than the whole. So we can't have 6. What's the next number that we could have in our part? Have a think. We could have 1, but that's a really small number. We could have 2, well, that's still quite a small number. What about 3? It's a little bit bigger, but it's still quite a small number. What about 4? I think we can have a larger number than that. What about if we put a ring around 5 pencils? Is that what you said? If it is, well done. 5 is the largest number of pencils that you could have in your pot. Okay, so here is your task for today. Here are 4 strawberries. You can use anything to help you with this. You could draw 4 strawberries. You could maybe choose something different that you want to separate. But you're going to need 4 objects and 2 places to put them. So here are 4 strawberries. And I want you to have a go at splitting them onto the 2 plates and finding out how many different ways you can put the strawberries onto the 2 plates. When you finish that and you've paused the video, I'm going to go on to the next slide and it will give you all of the solutions, all the answers. Okay? But don't forget to have a go first. Maybe you could start with 1 strawberry on 1 plate and put the others on the second plate. That's one way. But what other ways could you do it? Pause the video while you have a go and then come back and I will show you the answers. Okay, make sure you've had a go first before you look at the answers. Let's have a look at them together. Here we are. There are 3 different ways that you can split the group of 4 strawberries. You could have 1 on the first plate and 3 on the second plate. You could have 2 on 1 plate and 2 on the other plate. Or you could have 3 on the first plate and 1 on the second plate. Well done if you found all of those different ways. That's the end of our maths lesson today. Don't forget, take a picture of what you've been doing and send it to our class email address. See you again tomorrow.